New York in the number 32 car. That's Owen Mormile. The Braun-Alman Manufacturing Corporation number 32 car, normally driven by Steve Wagoner here on Saturday nights. Steve in the 7A, which we will see a little bit later in heat race number 3. But that is Owen Mormile in the 32 out here in heat race number 1. The 2 of Brandon Tyler looks like couldn't get fired in the staging lane, but they've got him fired up now. That's the reason for the delay here. So Tyler will hustle around to get set to rejoin the field. AJ Greco, the champion of the Limited Sportsman this season, a 4-time winner. Rocco Constantino picked up 2. Josh Coonrad won 1 time before he moved up with the regular Sportsman. Mason Gray, Bobby Reinhart, Steve Wagoner, Corky Warner, and Timmy Wilmot all had 1 win apiece. So 8 different winners this season. AJ Greco, the champion over Lance Hill, Corky Warner, Walter Cook, and Jeff Bobolin were the top 5.
Everybody will qualify from these 3 heat races, and the top 4 will go to the redraw out of each heat. Nice turnout for the Montgomery County Office for the Aging Limited Sportsman, night 1 of the 2024 Fonda 200 weekend.
Tyler has rejoined in his 6th starting spot, so the lights are out. We will get set to go green. Again, 22. Montgomery County Office for Aging Limited Sportsman signed in for action. 3 heat races. Joe Chris with the green flag in hand. The 2024 Fonda 200 weekend here at the Track of Champions is officially green here at the Sunoco start point. Into turn number 1 they go. Mason Gray, the winner on championship night, will roll to the outside around Phil Arnold. Gray will take the lead. Arnold falls back to second. Kirsten Swartz and Timmy Wilmot, your top 4.
Yeah, the drivers drew for their starting spots tonight. No handicapping of any kind. Gray has the lead down the front straightaway. Kirsten Swartz now running in 3rd, and we got a car battle developing for that last draw spot.
Yeah, Jeff Bobolin quickly worked his way 7th to 5th. Now trying to close in on that battle you see on your screen. 3rd and 4th is Kirsten Swartz and Timmy Wilmot. Jeff Bobolin right there as they work here off of 4. The 1B of Bobolin trying to close in on the 14W of Timmy Wilmot. I mentioned it, Wilmot a winner earlier this season. Bobolin's been close, but oh so far, trying to make the redraw here on the final night for the Limited Sportsman.
Wilmot, a hometown boy from right here in Fonda, holding in the 5th spot right now, trying to make the top 4, working out of the turn down the straightaway. Wilmot now putting the pressure on, trying to get that 4th spot.
Yeah, Bobolin made the move there off of 4 to take that 4th spot away. Now Wilmot to try and get back to him. Out in front, Mason Gray, I mentioned it, the winner on championship night, joined 3/4 of the way through the season or so, got himself into the handicap and took advantage of it on the final night of racing. And now, with 2 laps to go here to kick off the Fonda 200, Mason Gray is driving away his leads over 2.5 seconds back to Phil Arnold, and then Kirsten Swartz and Jeff Bobolin you see on your screen.
2, 3, and 4 are all together 6-lap qualifiers down the straightaway. 2nd spot remains Phil Arnold. Arnold holding on to 2nd spot. Schwartz now getting some pressure for that 3rd spot as we work the final lap of Heat 1.
Mason Gray is doing it out front, and he's doing it on the top side, just like his brother Stephen Gray, who loves to run the top here at Fonda. Mason Gray wins heat race number 1 for the Limited Sportsman. 2nd will be Phil Arnold, then Kirsten Swartz and Jeff Bobolin. Your top 4 cars. They will go to the redraw tonight. Everybody else will start heads up come feature time. But Mason Gray wins heat race number 1.
Mason Gray, the winner over Phil Arnold, Kirsten Swartz, and the 1B, Jeff Bobolin from the last row to 4th, goes to the redraw from heat number 1.
Heat race number 2 rolling out onto the Speedway. The Limited Sportsman champion in 2024, AJ Greco, the Smith Trucking, Greco Napa Auto Supply, 12AJ. Alongside of him out of Walton, New York, driving in the Fred's Body Shop, 2-time winner at Utica Rome, that is Hayden Coons. Inside of row number 2 at around Lake New York, his first time here this season. The 916 is Nick Brundage. And alongside of him at Troy, New York, driving in the 1A, that is Nick Arnold. 5th starting spot, the Jack Miller's Contracting, number 19 out of Dwaynesburg, Tim Deffer. And alongside of him, the Brodell Energy, 797 was Corky Warner. And your final starter, driving in the Dab Towing and Recovery, number 47 car, that is Walter Cook. 7 cars in this one, 6 laps the distance. Once again, the top 4 will go to the redraw. Anxious to see how Hayden Coons does. I mentioned it really came on at the end of the year with the Limited Sportsman at Utica Rome. He's going to start on the front row alongside the 2024 champion A.J. Grieco here at Fonda. That one might stick. I think it might have worked itself out.
Yep.
We'll go with it.
Joe says yes.
Yeah.
Underway, heat number 2 down the back straightaway. Little dicing for position number 4 amongst 3 cars here as we work lap 1.
The 1A of Arnold showing some smoke through the corners. I don't know that that's what you want to see here. It looks like it's coming out of the right tailpipe of that 1A, but still trying to put pressure here on Tim Deffer. The 916 of Brundage gets too high. At Corky Warner's quickly worked himself from 6th to 4th into a redraw spot. Can he get one more and get himself off the bubble with Tim Deffer trying to close in?
Yeah, Corky did not have a good pull at the pre-race draw, drawing at the back of his heat race, but he's on the move down the front straightaway. He's up to 4th spot, looking for more as they head down the back straightaway, putting some pressure now on the 916 and Nick Brundage. Meanwhile, up front, A.J. Grieco continues to lead the way.
Jeff, do you know what I call Corky Warner now?
What?
I call him training wheels.
Why?
Because he's got a little pit bike that he rides around the pits. Well, one day he tried to speed away from the sign intent and busted his tail and fell.
Uh-oh.
So I call him training wheels now because he
needs them?
He's a cocky little...
okay.
No, I like to mess with the kid, and he's doing a good job right now. He's worked himself from 6th to 4th into that final redraw spot. We saw Nick Brundage a little bit earlier get high, wide, and handsome in 1 and 2. He's kind of underneath of him and trying to put pressure here on Hayden Coons for the runner-up spot. A.J. Grieco's checked out on everybody over 2 seconds, the difference between himself and this battle for second.
Yeah, Brundage was getting a little pressure from Warner, but now he's going after 2nd place. He's putting the pressure on Coons now with the white flag waving. 1 lap to go. Brundage and Coons now battle for position number 2.
A.J. Grieco working down the back straightaway. 4 wins this season. And an impressive drive here to open his final night in the Limited Sportsman Division here at Fonda. He'll win heat race number 2. Second at the line will go to Coons over Brundage, and then Corky Warner, the final redraw spot. So Hayden Coons holds on to second. A.J. Grieco, though, picks up the heat race win. A.J. Grieco wins heat race number 2 by over 3 seconds over Hayden Coons. Then just a 1/10 of a second between Coons and Nick Brundage, who got 3rd, and Corky Warner, your final redraw car. Heat race number 3, pole position, driving in the Cambarellis Motorsports, number 538. That's Gus Cambarellis. And alongside of him, the Gibbons Motorsports, number 62 is Sean Gibbons. The 3rd starter out of Broad Albin, New York, driving the number 7A car, that's Steve Wagoner. And alongside of him out of Middleburg, driving in the John's Firewood and Tree Services 13J is Jim Malia. Row 3 inside, the Double H Porter Potty Services, number 4 is Zach McSpirit. And alongside of him, driving in the SHR, number 92C is Lance Hill. And the final starting spot, driving out of East Greenbush, New York, the number 21 is Christian Scribner. Jeff, that 7A, I'm sure you know what that reminds me of.
Chick Casabone?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
The late, great, former Bridgeport regular.
Tuckahoe Turf Farm.
The Tuckahoe Tornado, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude. Good race car driver, too.
Yep. Great personality off the racetrack. Here we go with heat number 3 for the Montgomery County Office for the Aging Limited Sportsman. Front row having a little bit of an interesting start. We are underway.
Cambarellis looked like clipped the inside wall there off of turn number 4, and it shot the front end up. He falls back to 4th, and the guys on the outside row will take it. Sean Gibbons to the lead, Malley to 2nd, Lance Hill to 3rd. They started 2nd, 4th, and 6th, and now Cambarellis trying to hang on to that final redraw spot. He's got company from Steve Wagner and Zach McSpirit.
Yeah, that's the battle right now. We got another one developing for second right now. But Cambarellas battling right now with Wagner. They were the first and third place starters. They're battling now for fourth and fifth. One qualified right now. One is not.
Cambarellas was a wreck. Oh, they get together.
Look out.
No. Cambarellas and Wagner got together here off of turn number 4. And Cambarellas kind of caught the infield berm at the wrong spot, and it sent him into a complete 360. The car stayed on all 4 wheels. I'd imagine the front end is not overly healthy on that race car anymore.
The most important part is he hit the dirt bank and did not hit the wall.
Right.
So he may be able to drive away. We'll have to wait and see. The track crew's right there. We've got a Insinger Performance replay. Here we go.
Just kind of came together there off of 4. Cambarellas was working down the racetrack a little bit. There you see where he caught the bank. It might be okay if the front end held up. And Barney just waved him on.
Yep.
Cambarellas is going to drive away. I was just about to mention that Cambarellas was a regular last season. Hasn't been here much this year. Not sure why, what the case might be. We haven't really seen him to talk to him. But that car was driven by Wesley Sutliff the last couple of races of the year, but I believe this is Gus's first time in the car this season here at Fonda anyway. And was running in a redraw spot. It looks like the 7A of Wagner has been sent to the tail for the contact. You get another look at it from the speed cam here. And, yeah, they kind of came together there, but certainly 7A going to be deemed more responsible. He knew where the 538 was. 538 didn't know where he was. Sometimes you got to lift and give a little. So the contact will send both cars to the tail. The 21 of Christian Scribner looks like electing to stay at the tail, so they'll restart 5th and 6th. So they both lose one spot, but that slides Zach McSpirit now up into a redraw spot. I'm sure the driver of the number 4 car is happy about that incident. See if he can hang on to it. Just 2 laps complete, still 4 laps to go. And looks like your leader, Sean Gibbons, the 62, electing for the outside of the front row. He got a good jump on the initial start. Of course, he was helped out by Cambarellas clipping the inside wall there, but he's going to rely on it again here for heat race number 3 for the Montgomery County Office for Aging Limited Sportsman. We're back underway.
Sean Gibbons continues as the leader. Battle for second now is amongst 3 drivers as we work down into turn number 3. Good battle for that position right now. Jim Malia holding on to position number 2 with 3 down and 3 to go.
Well, and how about Steve Wagner? Jeff took advantage of the restart. 6th now into the 4th spot he was fighting for before the yellow. Got around McSpirit and around Cambarellas. So he's now into that redraw spot he was so desperately searching for prior to the yellow. And now Cambarellas is ducking off. He will head to the pit area. Twin sticks in the air. And it is all Sean Gibbons. You see the 2 cars running 2nd and 3rd here on your screen, Malia and Hill.
Yeah, Cambarellas, we don't know exactly what happened on the initial start, if he did clip the wall or not down there. So he's had a rough heat race. Probably thought he had a good shot at a redraw spot starting on the pole, but now he's heading to the pits. White flag, 1 to go. 62 of Gibbons leading the way. Malia running in the number 2 spot, being pressured now down the back straightaway for the final circuit of heat number 3.
Yeah, Jeff, at worst, you could say the front end is built very well in the 538 between the contact with the wall and the contact with the dirt bank. Checkered flag will fall here off of turn number 4. Heat race number 3 goes to Sean Gibbons. Jim Malia gets 2nd. Then Lance Hill and Steve Wagner races his way back into a redraw spot in the 3rd and final heat race for the Montgomery County Office for Aging Limited Sportsman.
So, 3 heats in the record books. Again, everybody qualifies. Top 4 from each heat will go to the redraw. Mason Gray won heat number 1. A.J. Greco won heat number 2. And Sean Gibbons won heat number 3. Next up, we have Amsterdam Truck Center Modifieds with the first of 3 qualifying heats, 8 laps of distance. Everybody goes to the feature, and the top 4 go to the redraw. Pole position, driving car number 30 out of Slotville, New York, will be Mark Pullen.
Alongside of him, the Hanger Racing number 4 car, that is Cody Clark.
Second row to the inside out of Amsterdam, driving Hoodie My Motorsport 24 out of McAuliffe.
Alongside of him, the Decam Fabrication number 34, Dave Constantino.
Third row inside, the Bill 8 Modular Homes number 20C from Johnstown, Craig Hansen.
The Killer Crate Racing Products, Godgard Motorsports 97, Bobby Hackle goes 6th.
Around the inside of the fourth row, the Heco Fabrication number 3 from Altamont, Jeff Trombley.
A couple of Sportsman cars, Caden Hohenschel, the 518 Concrete Dirty Diamond Diggers 42H.
And the final starting spot out of Climax, New York, the 117 Utica Rome winner this year, Butchie Irwin. Here they come.
Same deal for the modifieds. Top 4 will go to the redraw. Your pole sitter, Mark Pullen, not answering the call. I don't think we saw him out for hot laps as well. So the 30 with problems. Bobby Hackle will quickly race his way to the runner-up spot. Adam McAuliffe falls back to the 4th spot. Here comes Craig Hansen and Jeff Trombley.
Yeah, out of the corner there, they had him go 3 wide down into turn number 1 with Constantino way up on the outside, but he settled into 3rd position. Heading down the back straightaway now up front, leading the way comfortably is the number 4, Cody Clark.
Cody Clark is going to be tough to beat tonight if he can draw well come feature time. He has been fast and just been riddled with bad luck, as you see the battle for 4th here on your screen. There's Craig Hansen, who had 5th at one point, now back to 6th. Jeff Trombley, also a 305 sprint car ace, trying to put pressure on Adam McAuliffe, who's still trying to get his feet back underneath of him here in a modified.
Yeah, whoa, we got one against the wall in turn 4. Hackle with some heavy damage to the back end of his race car. I did not catch the beginning of that.
Wow.
Looks like he must have backed it into the wall. We can see the back bumper ripped loose from the 97 and a left rear flat tire. He was running in the top 3.
Yeah, I don't know if he just tried to run the high side and got a little bit too high. You do get that sometimes here at Fonda Speedway. The edge between the grip and where the moisture is and then where the marbles are is razor thin, and you get up there and into the marbles where the loose stuff is at. There's no grip, and you're along for the ride. And it's a tough break. Talked to Bobby Hackle earlier today for Flo. Here's a replay for you on the speed cam. Oh, wow. He was fully backed into the wall there.
Yeah, when they picked it up, he was already riding the wall and thankfully did not go over. He was close to going over.
Yeah, he backed like directly into it. That wasn't like caught with the right rear quarter panel and kind of anything like that. He was at a dead sideways and backed it hard into the wall. And I just got a text from somebody. His right rear tire exploded in the middle of the corner. So that might have been the original cause. Yeah,
sent him up there out of control. He can't steer it, and he backed it into the wall. Direct impact with the back end of the car, not just, as you said, not just the right side. It backed him completely into the wall and rode him up with the left side of the car on the fence and almost sent him over, but he came back down on the racetrack on all fours.
Pam said she could play it again. I wonder if we could. It's kind of hard to tell from the speed cam. I wonder if there's any way we could possibly see if the right rear tire before got into the wall. You see he's out talking to the safety crew. They're making sure he's all right. And I'm sure disappointed. Just another look at it. Watch the right side of your screen up against the wall. Kind of hard to tell if. But, Bobby Hackle has plenty of laps around here, was running in second, so I have no reason to think anything other than that right rear tire exploded, and that's what sent him up. No reason to think Hackle's the guy that's going to back it into the wall over there.
Most of the damage occurring after he hit the wall. You can see it out the concrete just swung him around the other way, so the flat tire would have been minimal damage, but that concrete wall did some extra damage on the back end of the Godgard Motorsports number 97.
He had a lot of bad luck this season at Utica Rome Speedway. Not as much here at Fonda. Finished 5th in points. and he only had one race. He didn't make the feature on May 4th, but other than that, finished in the top 5 3 times, finished in the top 10 a bunch. Did not finish on in the fire crafty, and they believe it was fuel pump problems for the Lou Lazaro Memorial Race back on May the 4th. So he didn't start the Lou Lazaro Memorial Race because of fuel pump issues, and they did not finish the firecracker. But other than that, he's been in the top 10 every single race. So every race he took the checkered here at Fonda, he finished in the top 10. His best finish was 3rd back on June 1st. He's had some good runs this season at Utica Rome Speedway go by the wayside due to some bad luck. And he was one of the guys I talked to with FloRacing before the race that said, $2,000 is a great way to kick off the weekend. We go back to green here. The 97 is clear. And now the door open for a redraw spot. Jeff Trombley got it, and Trombley rolls around Adam McAuliffe. McAuliffe's still on the bubble, and Trombley's up to 3rd.
Cody Clark has the lead. Cody was a modified winner last season here in his rookie year in the modifieds. Dave Constantino behind him now in position number 2. Jeff Trombley, as you mentioned, splitting his time between the sprint car most of the time and modified once in a while here at the Track of Champions. Battling now for 4th spot. We got 2 cars battling for a position as we work out of turn 4 halfway through.
Yeah, Jeff, I think if Vegas were placing odds on this race, especially after the pre-race draw, Cody Clark would be the odds-on favorite. He's showing why right now. You see the battle back here for 4th. McAuliffe continuing to hold off Craig Hansen. Hansen got a push there off of turn number 2, and McAuliffe will open up a little bit of daylight. We've got 5 laps complete, 3 to go this time by for the grader operator to try and get by McAuliffe, the new man in the Moody Mile Motorsports car.
Yeah, McAuliffe holding on to 4th, and Hansen trying to put the pressure on him as they work down the back straightaway. Up front, Cody Clark has the number 4, setting the pace with 2 laps to go. Cody Clark comfortably ahead of Dave Constantino, the DKM number 34. He's closely followed by the 3 of Trombley.
Yeah, Constantino been running the top over there in 3 and 4. It got away from him a little bit the last time, was only good to keep it off the wall. That allowed Trombley to reel him in. White flag this time by for Clark. Trombley trying to go a little higher that time. Constantino now opens up some daylight on him. And McAuliffe and Hansen. Constantino high again down in 1 and 2. Meanwhile, though, off of 4 here, Cody Clark home free. A dominant drive here in heat number 1.
Yeah, Constantino had a wicked push. He held on to it, and he's going to try to hold second, and he will. Constantino ahead of Trombley. McAuliffe will hold off Hansen for that 4th spot, and the 6th spot across the line will be the 117 of Butchie Irwin. Heat 1 for the Ultimate Underdog 33 for the Amsterdam Trunk Center Modifieds goes to the 4 of Cody Clark, followed by the 34 of Dave Constantino. 3rd will be the 3 Jeff Trombley, and 4th the 24 of Adam McAuliffe. They are the top 4 going to the redraw. Heat 2 for the Amsterdam Truck Center Ultimate Underdog 33 Modifieds. Pole position, driving out of Altamont. He is in the Heiko Fabrication 21P Pep Karate.
Alongside of him, driving in the Dry Zone Racing Development, Lindell Fuels number 35 car. That's Chris Curtis.
Second row to the inside, driving in the Bloomfield Flores Mohawk Honda 85 out of Mooresville, North Carolina, Max McLaughlin.
Alongside of the American Electric number 1 car out of Wallkill, New York, that's Tyler Dipple.
Third row to the inside in the Palmer Service Center, number 76M out of Scotia, Ricky Quick.
Alongside of him at Orozco to Quality Forestry Management, 28 car, that's Michael Trouchel.
Fourth row inside from Three Rivers, Quebec, driving in the Genic Belmar Excavation 35, Francois Belmar.
8th starting spot, the Person's Farms, Jumpin' Jack's Drive-In, 1B, Brett Mortensen.
And driving in the 63 out of Perth, New York, is Chip Constantino. We're ready to go. Heat number 2. 8 more laps. Everybody qualifies. 4 will go to the redraw. 3-car battle for second. We've got a yellow.
I think Joe said no.
Joe said no on this one?
It's the only thing I can think of.
All right. So we'll try it again. We'll get them realigned here. The Sunoco starting zone is down in turn number 4. You'll see the 2 signs that are illuminated down there. They must go together at the second sign. After 1 lap is in, leader is lane choice, and then the leader can fire anywhere between the 2 signs in the Sunoco starting zone, which we use on the Short Track Super Series and you use here at Fonda.
Yeah, now we just have a little bit of extra decorations. We always have the lit up signs on Saturday night. We have the Sunoco start signs that we also use on the Short Track Super Series. We've got both of those. Plus, I've been throwing up the STSS flags as well.
There you go.
So that they're high above the wall. So no excuse. I got you, Joe. They have no excuse now. They could see the start zone. He can't hear me now.
He's concentrating.
Yeah, he can only hear when I yell to him before the modified feature. It's okay.
All right, we're ready. Pep Karate and Chris Curtis will make up row number 1, heat number 2 for the Amsterdam Truck Center Modifieds here at the Track of Champions. Night 1 of 3 of the Fonda 200 weekend.
Anxious to see Max McLaughlin. Texted him to find out what time he was coming here. He said, I am really excited to get back to modified racing. He's having a lot of fun with the late models, but he's excited here to be with the Nelson Racing gang. Of course, that 85 has been fast this season, so keep an eye on McLaughlin as Karate will get the jump here on the opening start. Chris Curtis hangs with him. Trouchold into the 5th spot now, closing in on Dipple for 4th.
Heading into the corner, we got a 2-car battle for the lead now. Curtis will put some pressure on your leader off the corner. Karate leads lap 1.
Yeah, Pep Karate setting the pace. Chris Curtis right there with him. Curtis running in that runner-up spot. Then it's McLaughlin. I'm absolutely going to call that 85-car laner at some point this weekend. There is no doubt. McLaughlin 3rd, then Dipple and Trouchold, your top 5, all within striking distance of each other here as we complete lap number 2.
Well, Curtis was putting pressure on Karate. He's now got to deal with the 35 of McLaughlin, but McLaughlin sees Tyler Dipple go by. They'll trade a little paint off of turn 2, and McLaughlin and Dipple will go side by side into turn 3.
Little bump and run of sorts there off of 2. Little left front to right rear. Got Dipple a little sideways. Now Trouchold will slide underneath the 1 as Dipple had a little problems off of 4. Dipple now back to 5th. Trouchold races his way into a redraw spot now.
Just that quick. Things have changed now. We got McLaughlin 3rd. Trouchold's 4th, and Dipple's on the outside of a redraw spot. Behind Dipple, we've got the 76 of Ricky Quick and the Palmer Service Center 76. Working down the back straightaway, and still Pep Karate leading the way.
Yeah, Karate setting the pace. Chris Curtis within about 6 car lengths of the 21P. Then you've got McLaughlin running there in 3rd. Trouchold in 4th. Dipple zeroing back in on the 28. Big Red trying to hold off Tyler Dipple here for the 4th spot off at turn number 2.
Down the back straightaway. Watch that battle. Trouchold and Dipple. They've swapped spots a couple of times already. 2 to go here in heat number 2. Karate still leading Curtis and the 85 of Mad Max McLaughlin.
2 laps to go. The battle continues to wage on here for that 4th and final redraw spot. Trouchold has the track position. Dipple trying to find a way by. He'll send it into the top down here in 3 and 4. Gets hard into the back bumper of Trouchold, and Trouchold will scoot away here to the white flag.
Final lap in heat race number 2 for the Amsterdam Truck Center Modifieds down the back straightaway. It remains Pep Karate leading the way. He'll bring him home to the Sunoco checker.
Pep Karate wins heat race number 2 for the Modifieds. Chris Curtis, Max McLaughlin, and Mike Trouchold. Your cars will go through to the redraw. Cody Clark won heat race number 1. It was his 3rd heat race win of the season. Pep Karate gets his 3rd heat race win of the season here at Fonda. They both match Jessica Friesen and Dave Constantino, the most heat race wins amongst the 20 who have done so this season at Fonda. Karate, Curtis, McLaughlin, and Trouchold go to the redraw.
Lineup for Heat 3 for the Amsterdam Truck Center Modifieds for the Ultimate Underdog 33. Pole position. He will drive the Electric City Taxi number 50 out of Fonda, Bill August.
Alongside of him driving in the Highland Enterprises number 27 car, that's Jason Rion.
Row 2 inside from Sprakers, driving the 1ZT's Corpac Merchandising number 1J, also sponsored by Parks Company, that's Jessica Friesen.
Rolling off 4th, driving the Dan Fassett Racing number 22, that's Curtis Hohenscheld.
Row 3 to the inside from Fonda, driving the Mags RS number 93, Danny Barron.
Going from 6th, the Jason Simmons Racing Fast Forward Dirtworks number 98 car, Tanner Warner.
Row 4 to the inside out of Frankfurt in the number 16, Aaron Jacobs.
Rolling off 8th, driving in the SNK JP Trucking and Paving 7J, Dan Santa Barbara.
And the final starting spot, he's going to be busy tonight out of Sprakers, the 12 AJ Greco. That's Jason, excuse me. We're underway with heat race number 3 down the back straightaway underway for the Amsterdam Truck Center Modifieds, charging into the turn. Friesen to the outside, battling for the number 1 spot. She'll get it.
Yeah, Jessica Friesen sweeps to the outside on Bill August. She'll take the top spot. Now Varon races into August. Move Danny Varon now into the runner-up spot. August back to 3rd, then Tanner Warner 4th, and then a distance back here to 5th. Jason Riome has it, but he's got all kinds of company for the spot as Jessica Friesen continues to lead the way.
Jessica with a big move on the outside of turn number 4 to grab the lead. Danny Varon, former winner of the Ultimate Underdog 33, is in position 2. Then August down the back straightaway, holding down position number 3, followed by Tanner Warner.
Top 4 very much separated themselves from 5th here. You see Bill August there. Danny Varon, the defending winner of the Underdog 33 here at Fonda Speedway. Varon holding down that runner-up spot, but it's a long way to the 1Z of Jessica Friesen. JZ's got a lead over a 1.5 seconds here at the halfway point.
Yeah, well, what a battle going on there further back in the pack for position number 5. 5 cars battling for the 5th spot. It's door-to-door racing down the front stretch. Meanwhile, Friesen with a big lead may soon catch that group.
Yeah, I don't think it's if. I think it's when the 1Z catches these cars, and it might be soon. She's running laps in the 17-second bracket. These cars back here from 5th on back in the 21-second bracket. So the 1Z, things might get hairy for her soon. Blue flag will come out for the cars at the tail. JZ will get the twin sticks. How will she negotiate them, and can Danny Varon get to her here with 2 laps to go?
Right now she's got a fairly comfortable lead over Danny Varon down the back as she works lap traffic, heading to the outside lane with a nice cushion that's been built up here around the outside lane at Fonda Speedway. White flag, 1 to go down the straightaway.
1 more trip around. You can see it. Danny Varon has closed the gap on the 1Z. She will work to the outside here at Dan Santa Barbara. Now into 3 and 4. How aggressive will she be? Aggressive enough. Up alongside Aaron Jacobs, coming to the checkered flag. Danny Varon will chase her. It's Jessica Friesen winning heat race number 3 over Danny Varon, Bill August, and Tanner Warner.
Your top 5, Jessica Friesen in the 1Z, your winner. Danny Varon, the 93 second. The 50, Bill August 3rd. And the 98, Tanner Warner, is 4th. They will go to the redraw in tonight's feature event. So that completes your 3 qualifying heats for the Amsterdam Truck Center Modifieds. Again, everybody qualified, the top 4 going to the redraw in tonight's 33-lap Ultimate Underdog feature event. More heat race action, and this is for the online performance Stone Motorsports Street Stocks. Pole position out of Queensbury, the 91 is Matt Mosher.
Alongside of him out of West Rutland, Vermont, the 55, Andrew Fitzgerald.
Second row out of Gloversville, the 24N is Josh Shamrov.
4th starting spot out of Gloversville, the 24V, Jason Samrov.
Row 3 inside from Fairhaven, Vermont, the 5VT is Chris Murray.
Out of North Adams, Massachusetts, the 08, Luke Anzar will go 6th.
Final starting spot from Gloversville, the 17 is Slater Baker in the number 17. 6 laps of distance, everybody transfers to the feature. These drivers do not have a redraw. They will go heads up for the feature. Heads up. So the winner of Heat 1 will start on the pole in tonight's main event. Down the back straightaway we go. Heat number 1 of 2 for the Street Stocks.
Working down here in 3 and 4, the 55 of Fitzgerald will grab the early lead off of the corner. Fitzgerald will lead the opening lap over Samrov, then Matt Mosher. Your top three.
Good battle off the corner now down the back straightaway. Setting the pace right now is the 55 of Andrew Fitzgerald. We've got a multitude of drivers here from different areas of the country here in the Northeast, from Vermont, Massachusetts, New York, battling down the front straightaway into the turn. Right now, Fitzgerald from West Rutland, Vermont, is the leader.
He leads the 24V of Jason Samrov. That's Jason Samrov in the runner-up spot. Samrov will go to the inside here on Fitzgerald, trying to take the top spot away. Fitzgerald with the momentum around the top, off the corner, side by side at the line. It's Fitzgerald by 0.010 of a second.
Wow, good racing action heading into the corner now. Still side by side down the back straightaway. Samrov up the inside lane will make the pass going into turn number 3, dropping Fitzgerald to second. Fitzgerald not giving up out of turn 4.
Yeah, Fitzgerald not ready to give up the fight. Working that outside. Samrov continuing to roll the bottom. Fitzgerald right up to the back bumper. Right behind them, you see another battle. Matt Mosher and Chris Murray going at it. Murray, though, bobbled big time down in 1 and 2. Mosher will pull away from him a little bit as they work here into turn number 3.
Yeah, Mosher's in third. Had been getting a little pressure. Now he's by his lonesome. This time by white flag final lap. Mosher still third down the straightaway. Fourth spot is the 5VT of Chris Murray as they work into the corner.
Yeah, 6 laps the distance for these heat races. For the online performance parts, Stone Motorsport Street Stocks, Samrov is raced away with the top spot. Andrew Fitzgerald, Matt Mosher, Chris Murray, and Josh Samrov all at it here for the runner-up spot, but it will be Jason Samrov winning heat race number 1. He'll start on the pole of the feature tonight. Andrew Fitzgerald second, Matt Mosher, Chris Murray, and Josh Samrov, your top 5.
So there's heat number 1 with Jason Samrov, the 24V, scoring the heat race victory. Here's your lineup for heat number 2, pole position. Out of Amsterdam, the 54R is Wayne Russell Jr.
Alongside of him out of Johnstown, New York, driving the number 39 car, that's Matt Wells.
Second row inside from Boston Spa, the 54, Adam Trenka.
Rolling off fourth out of Fonda, New York, the number 44 is Malcolm Warner.
Third row inside from Queensbury, the 711 is Jason Barrett.
And the final starting spot, driving out of Hillsdale, New York, the 177 winner earlier this season is Chris Stalker.
Yes, indeed. Back on July 3rd, part of the Fonda Firecracker. That was also a Bob Uber Sportswear Short Track Super Series night here at the Track of Champions. We're ready to go. Our final qualifying heat race of the night. We got practice coming up for the other divisions that are on hand tonight. Before we get the feature action, here they come.
The 54 of Wayne Russell Jr., pole sitter, doesn't quite fire, and so Matt Wells off the outside of the front row will go to the lead, and Malcolm Warner follows him. Now a battle here for third. Here's Adam Trenka trying to get by Wayne Russell, a pair of 54s going at it.
Yeah, good battle going on for the number 1 spot, and then a 4-car battle going on for third, working out of turn number 4. Here comes the 177 of Chris Stalker. Remember, he started last. He's now second and challenging for the lead.
Yeah, Stalker's got it rolling right now. And again, Jeff, the winner of this heat race starts outside of the front row alongside of Samrov in the feature. Stalker will go to the inside here on Wells. Wells, though, trying to hold firm, and here comes Adam Trenka. We got a 3-car battle here for the lead.
Yeah, 3 almost went 3 wide out of the corner. Stalker to the inside will grab the lead. Here comes Russell now. Trenka, the 54, now in second spot as they head down the back straightaway. So our early leader now dropping back to third.
Yeah, Wells falling victim to Stalker and Trenka. These two cars, though, really fast. We mentioned it. Trenka led a lot of the race the last time the street stocks were here. Stalker ended up winning the race after Trenka's problem, so they were the best two cars here back in July. Wells falls to third now.
Wells was being stalkered for a long time there as they work down the back straightaway. Heading into the corner. Top three now pulling away. Working out of the turn. Mimi's cooking up here, I see.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Heading into the turn, 2 laps to go. And Stalker still leading the way. Second spot remains Trenka, followed by Wells, Barrett, and Russell. Final lap coming up here. White flag will be this time in our second heat for the online performance Stone Motorsports Street Stock Special.
White flag is out, and the pot roast is here.
Okay.
White flag is out. Chris Stalker leading the way, and then Trenka, Wells, and then Jason Barrett right now holds fourth over Wayne Russell Jr. and Malcolm Warner. Chris Stalker, the winner back here in July, will answer the call. He comes from sixth to win heat race number 2. He'll go outside of the front row in their 20-lap feature tonight. Adam Trenka comes home second. He'll start fourth. Matt Wells third. He'll start sixth. Jason Barrett, then Malcolm Warner and Wayne Russell Jr. round out the field.
So street stock qualifying heats completed. We have Jason Samrov winning Heat 1, Chris Stalker winning Heat 2. They will start in the front row of tonight's street stock feature event. That'll be the third of our 3 features tonight. Their main event will be over the distance of 20 laps. We have a 33-lap Ultimate Underdog Modified feature, 20-lap Limited Sportsman feature, and 20-lap Street Stock feature on the program. There will be no consolation events tonight. Everybody on hand will qualify for those 3 features. Heat race action completed, so now we have practice for the divisions that are competing tomorrow and Saturday. The Leather Stocking Credit Union Pro Stocks and the Swagger Factory Apparel 602 Sportsman. The Amsterdam Truck Center Modified and the Fonda Fair 4 cylinders will all be coming out for their practice session.